If you drive for food delivery apps, I'm going to say 3 words, and I want you to put in the comments immediately your first reaction after I say this: fast food restaurants. I'm going to check your responses down below in the comments. And I mention that because I just finished a DoorDash shift where I had a decent amount of fast food restaurants. I had delays. I want to give you a tip on the actual delivery process and one really mega hack on the order request screen. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. This channel is dedicated to your success in this gig economy, the side hustle. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. And for the very best accessories to make this food delivery niche a bit easier on you, check out my Amazon storefront, that linked down below. So it's a Monday here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, going online with really just DoorDash on a smaller per delivery bonus, the peak pay of $1. So today's shift, it's starting in the East Liberty area of Pittsburgh. So let's go online, and I want to tell you, I got really request after request for just fast food places. So I got McDonald's request after McDonald's request, and I was declining McDonald's request after request. Either the pay wasn't high enough or the distance was too far, or really a combination of both. But eventually I just broke and I accepted one. But I accepted a smart order from McDonald's. And I say that because this is $7, but it's just 1.3 miles of driving. Now here's the thing with fast food restaurants specifically. So lean in for this, especially if you're new here. But McDonald's, Burger King, really doesn't matter, whatever fast food restaurant it is. You typically have to contend with the drive-thru, especially now as a lot of in-restaurant dining is closed and I can't even get into the lobby. Actually, this one I did get out. I was making my way to the front door, had a worker there, said, no, you do have to go through the drive-thru. So think about that when you're getting the order request specifically. So you can say, okay, well, it's gotta be a minimum payout threshold, ideally $7 like what we saw here. And then number 2, of course, the driving, I knew it wasn't that far away. So if I am going to accept a fast food order, and maybe the same thing, if you're going to accept a fast food order, try to get a higher minimum payout. Try to get less miles of driving. So if you do have to wait in that drive-thru, it's not going to be too bad. Because what happens if you have to wait in that drive-thru and then you get another order for a fast food place where you might have to wait in another drive-thru? Well, that's exactly what happened to me. The next order, it was for a fast food restaurant, and yes, I did accept this one. It hit my minimum payout threshold. It was $7.25. You can see here for Wendy's for 4.1 miles. So why? Why did I accept this one? It was a fast food restaurant. Again, it's for Wendy's. And then moreover, I accepted that McDonald's one. So what's the strategy here? Well, we talked about the strategy of why I accepted that McDonald's order, right? The payout and then the distance. This one was a little different. Now, yes, the payout is meeting my minimum threshold. Yes, the miles are decent. It could be a little bit better there. But I knew based on my market knowledge that this restaurant, their lobby is open. This one I knew their lobby was open for delivery and for takeout. So I didn't have to contend with especially a very long typical drive-through line at this location. I would take notes. I would take some mental notes, or if you just want to jot it down somewhere, if certain restaurants don't send you through the drive-thru, if you can save some time because your lobby is open for takeout. And I do want to give you one quick hack when it comes to actually making the delivery as well. So here's an example of my delivery confirmation screen. What these apps are going to do, if you don't know, when making a no contact, a contactless delivery, they're going to require you to take a picture to confirm. Having worked in customer service, I can tell you it is especially the little things. If you don't have a lot of influence here in this situation, right? It's contactless. We're not interacting with the customer. It is the little things that can basically win or lose that interaction. It's the little things as far as presentation, where you put it. Please don't put it in front of an outwardly swinging door. I have seen that. That can definitely leave a very sour taste in the mouth of your customer. And then again, presentation, hot and cold separate. Any utensils, or we can see here, any straws, keep it on top and off the ground. So I've said before, really regardless of the niche in this gig economy, if that's parcel, if that's grocery delivery, or of course, food delivery, I've never really been a big fan of delivering downtown. It's been parking, it's been access. Generally, it's just trying to find the customer downtown can be a pain. So why would I consider this one? So this order is from Little Asia. It's a strong payout here, $9.75 for 4.8 miles. So I did consider this order for a bit. That is until I saw this one thing. You need to do this on every single order request that you're unfamiliar with when you're driving. And that is right here. It is to zoom in. Now, zooming in on the actual delivery destination helps you out in multiple ways. It can show, okay, does it look like a single family detached home? Or is it a larger building? Does it look like an actual business, condo, apartment complex? But be wary of this. Look where the pin destination is for the delivery destination. It's really not on anything. That's corresponding to the delivery address that the customer gave. Now, there's a few takeaways that you can get from this. I've had it where the delivery destination was basically at the pin, and for whatever reason, the DoorDash app just didn't show the pin on the actual delivery destination. A good example of that, maybe it's a split building and there's, let's say, retail on the bottom and then your customer on the top floor. And again, that's just how the pin is laid out on the app here. But I've had scenarios where this really wasn't helpful at all. It actually hurt me trying to make this delivery here, and it was pretty difficult to actually find the customer. And that's even after you call or text the customer. That's after you put the ending destination, because you'll get that eventually after the pickup. That's even after you put that ending destination, let's say, into Waze or Google Maps. And it kind of gives you the same thing as you're seeing here. So I actually declined that. Basically, as soon as I saw that, I declined that one, but I accepted this one. Beta Bytes, $9.50. Again, choosing the very best orders for you. High payout, low miles. Just 3 miles on this one. Now, quiz time for you. Here's a stacked order. Oshi Bento is $3.50. It's just an additional mile. Would you take this one? No, I actually declined this one simply because of cash flow. It's an additional $3.50. Again, it's a mile, but really if that was, let's say, $5.75 or ideally $6+ for that additional mile, then I would take it. But I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk the wait time if this second restaurant isn't ready. Again, just for $3.50, I declined. Now this one, picking up in a power strip, really a strip with a lot of restaurants, $8, 2.7 miles, check mark, accept. And continuing really right along that same power strip. Again, find those areas with a lot of restaurants. That increases the chances of you getting a strong order, because you can really pick and choose and you don't really have to drive any further away for those options. This one at $9, just 1.5 miles. Here is a very real world tip when it comes to actual navigation when you're driving. Now, I use Google Maps whenever I'm driving for DoorDash. So let me know, do you use Waze or do you use Google Maps? Let us know down below in the comments. But there's a very clear distinction of what you should look at between, let's say, Google Maps and DoorDash. So check this out. This delivery, it's going to 77 Forward Ave here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But look where the line is as far as the ETA, where you should drive versus the address. Now, if you look closely here, we can see Forward Avenue is actually to the right of the pin, and it's instructing us to go on Beaumont Lane. I want you to pay attention to both apps really closely when you drive in here, your GPS and then DoorDash, because especially if you're unfamiliar with the area that you're driving in, you may actually miss the correct delivery destination. Typically, from my experience, DoorDash is right. So if you just ignored that, you just said, hey, it's on Forward Avenue, you would have missed the actual delivery destination. And I mention this because there are absolutely going to be times where it says turn on, let's say again, Beaumont Lane, where the actual pickup or the drop-off is on Forward Avenue. So definitely pay attention to that when you're driving. Now, yes, generally it doesn't really matter. You'll just turn around, you'll get there eventually. But this may more so affect you on apps like, let's say, Uber Eats, where your customer typically is tipping after the fact. Now, one more curveball order to finish it here. This one is for Howley Chinese food. It's a strong payout, $12.54, but it's going all the way out here, 10.5 miles. So why would I take this one? This is an example of a positioning order. This one, I was trying to head that general direction anyway. It's going to make it easier to get home. So I did accept this one. And honestly, the cash flow is pretty good, a $12+ order. So yes, there was absolutely a whole lot that went on during this shift. And it was a pretty short shift. So let's see how I actually did numbers wise. This shift here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was from 4 p.m. until 6:40 p.m. Remember, this was on that $1 peak pay bonus as well. During this time, I generated $59.25. That equals a gross revenue per hour of $22.19. During this time, I completed 6 deliveries. I did receive 6 tips with a higher than average tip average of $5.50. During this shift, I drove 27.1 miles. And remember, one of the most important metrics to show really your driving efficiency. That's pay per mile. This shift, $2.19 payout per mile. And an important heads up when it comes to your tax deduction. My tax deduction was $15.18, but that's on the new rate for business miles here in 2021. The IRS here in the United States announced new rates for business driving, 56 cents per mile. That's down 1.5 cents from last year. So what do you think about this shift, about fast food restaurants, about delays, about delivery mapping, GPS hacks? A whole lot to talk about. Let us know down below in the comments. And if you got value in this video, definitely drop me a like. And you can also click or tap the screen here for my most recent video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.